Stay. Abby, come. Yes. Good girl. Sit. Yes. Good girl. Hi, my name is Michelle. This is Abby. Welcome back to our Ultimate Dog Training Series, Episode 7. Today we're going to teach you how to train a recall. So the first thing, a recall is extremely important. Yes. Disclaimer, I have a puppy guest here today. He's in the back. He's a little sad that Abby is out here today and he is not right now. So if you hear him putting up a fit back there, just know he's back there and he's safe and sound, but he's just a little upset that he is locked in his cage and Abby is not. But we're gonna switch in a moment. So no doodles or poodles were hurt in this filming of this video. Yes. So let's get back to the recall. The recall is extremely important for your dog's safety and their freedom. If your dog has a bomb-proof recall, they can go anywhere and you'll know that they'll come back to you. So let's talk about the criteria for the recall. I say Abby's name, I say come. She comes. As soon as she starts to come towards me, I mark her coming towards me as the behavior that I want, and we finish with her close enough for me to grab her collar, yes. And then I release her. So the ending position is very important. A lot of dogs will come just close enough to be out of your reach so that they can kind of escape, grab the treat, and run away, and they did the behavior. We want to establish clear guidelines with our dog that the behavior is not complete, yes, until I grab your collar. So if you have a new dog, a dog that's a shelter, a rescue dog, you really want to practice this in the beginning. Yes. You want to teach them, yes, that when I grab their collar, yes, it's a good thing. Because some dogs, depending on their history, might be a little hand shy, and you really want to make sure they're comfortable with you grabbing their collar. Yes. Once your dog is comfortable grabbing their collar, we're going to practice the end position. So what does that mean? I toss a treat for Abby for demonstration purposes. I get a treat in my hand and I encourage her to come back. I lure her all the way in, have her sit, grab the collar, yes, and she gets a second treat. Okay. And I repeat. I move backwards, treat in my hand, yes, treat, collar, treat. Abby's pretty reliable now, so now I'm going to add the verbal cue. I'm going to toss a treat. Wait till she gets there. I'm going to say, Abby, come. Yes. I lure her all the way in. Sit. Good girl. Grab the collar. Yes. Boom. This time, I'm going to do it without a treat in my hand. Okay, go get it. Abby, come. All the way in. Yes. Grab the collar. She offers to sit. And I give her a treat. Okay. So this is how I teach a recall from the beginning. You can do it with your very young dogs all the way up to adulthood. Abby is really good with her recall. But I'm going to show you how I would teach it with a dog that's not necessarily fully trained. So I'm going to use Bruno as a demonstration of how I would teach this to a dog that necessarily has learned that it's okay, he doesn't have to come when called. Because that's something that dogs learn over time, that they don't necessarily need to come when you call them. Bruno has learned that he can kind of just do what he wants, so I'll show you how I teach it to a dog that needs a little bit more structure and guidance when told to come. So with Bruno, he likes to ignore people. So I'm going to throw him on a long leash, and we're going to work through the same exact process that I worked through Abby, except now I have the ability to reach him if he chooses to ignore me. This teaches him that, oh, okay, when she comes, I can come and get paid, or I can ignore her, forced to come, get put in 5-second sit position, timeout, then released and not get paid. So those are the options for him, and that's what we're going to teach him right now. So all I'm doing right now is I'm throwing a treat, kind of encouraging him to come back to me, and then I'm grabbing his collar. Putting in him the correct position. Yes. So that he learns that this is the position he needs to be in to get paid. Yes. Good boy. Notice how I'm not telling him the come cue or anything yet. I'm just trying to get him used to returning to me and getting fed. And ending in the correct position, which is in a sit in front of me. Make myself exciting. Yes. Good boy. Okay. Now we've gotten that under control. We started off with that, with his collar grab. I'm going to try this a couple more times. Yes. And now I'm going to start adding the verbal cue. I have a 10-15 foot leash on him, so if he ignores me, I'll just reel him in. He does know this already, but I will teach him from the jump. Bruno, come. Yes. Collar grab. Yes. Treat again. Good boy. Go get it. Bruno, come. Yes. Good boy. Collar grab. Yes. Get it. So he has a lot of enthusiasm with his come. He's a very easily trained dog. Bruno, come. Yes. Good boy, Bruno. That was very good. Go get it. Notice how I'm closing the space between us. When I call him, I move back very quickly to encourage him to come faster. That way I'm pretty sure he's going to come to me when I call. And if he doesn't, I always have this leash here to encourage him to come. So that's how I teach this indoors. Bruno is pretty distractible, so we're going to take it outdoors and I'll show you guys how we do. So we're out here in the park. He has a practice behavior of overreacting to people, bikes, other dogs outside of this fenced area. So it's going to add a lot of distractions here. I'm going to start from the beginning. Exactly what I did inside, I'm going to do out here. And we're going to see if we can teach him a bomb-proof recall. Yes. Collar grab. Yes. Okay. Go get snack. I'm just waiting for him to get distracted, and now he has. Bruno, come. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Yes. He almost got away with me there. You saw how he tried to slip away? Yes. Okay. So you saw me reward the initial behavior. Bruno, come. Yes, good boy. Good boy. I had to interrupt that with a recall, and I grabbed his leash because that was a situation where he normally is hyper reactive. He was very responsive. He listened to me. He came, and I didn't have to use his leash. So now I'm jackpotting this behavior because that was excellent for this dog. Okay. So that's how I teach the come command. You can start with very young dogs, 8 weeks old. As soon as you get your puppy, encourage them to come to you, reward them for interacting and reaching you. And once they start getting really good, Abby, come. Yes. You start adding more strict criteria. Okay, so Abby has a really good recall. Bruno is learning. How I make sure she is reliable 100% of the time is by utilizing this e-collar. I do not recommend training e-collar training without a professional, because if you mistakenly startle them or scare them, you can really cause lasting damage to their confidence. Additionally, if you use it as a defense mechanism or a punishment for, let's say, reactivity, I've met plenty of dogs that once they see a dog, they flip out because they saw a dog one time and the owner mistakenly pressed the e-collar button by mistake even. Now this dog has a response that is extreme to something that would not have happened. So this is a very helpful tool, but it can be very dangerous if you're not extremely careful. So, but this is how I get Abby to be almost 100% recall, 100% proof on her recall. So what I do and what I did is I turn it on, make sure that it is at a level that I can barely perceive. If I can perceive it on my skin, on my hand, on my neck, then she can probably perceive it because they are more sensitive than me. So I press the button. Can I feel it? I can't feel it. All right, so it's at a level 5. It's something that I can barely perceive. There's also a vibration button. It vibrates. It's also not painful at all. And the stim is, I can't feel it. I can feel it at a 10. So what I did to train Abby, I keep it at 5. I lock it there. It's locked at a 5. So that means that it can't go higher. And then I put it on Abby. And now I'll show you what I did to make sure she's very responsive to this while teaching the recall. Good girl, Abby. Good girl. Yes. So the first thing I do, I can't feel it at a 5. I know her number is 5 where she can feel it. So it's not painful to her. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have her sit and stay. Come on, Abby. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Stay. I'm going to recall her to me, and I'm going to press the button. And as soon as she starts to come to me, I'm going to stop pressing the button. Abby, come. Yes, good girl. Notice how it didn't hurt her. She wasn't startled. It's very light. It's just a stimulation. It's a communication tool between me and her. Abby, come. Yes, good girl. As soon as she starts to pick up the speed towards me, I release the stim. Sit. Abby, come. Yes, good girl. We're gonna do it a little different this time. This time, I'm going to start the stim, and then I'm going to call her. And as soon as she starts to walk towards me, it gets released. Good. Good. Abby, come. Yes. So I know she can feel it at 5. When I first started doing this, I put it at a level like 2, 3, 4 to see when she started to show any signs that she could feel the stimulation. Once she was feeling the stimulation, then we were able to train it. And I just did this over and over the same way I trained the recall, off leash, on leash. I just associated this emergency e-collar with the recall, same criteria. Press the button, call her to you. When she starts to come to you, you release the button, she finishes the behavior, she gets rewarded over and over and over. And now I have an invisible leash at all times when we're out having fun. She can safely come back to me. If you guys like this episode, please leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you'd like to see, how I could help improve these videos for you guys. And if you want to like and subscribe, it really would support the channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Down. Yes. Sit. Yes. Speak. Yes. Okay.